Hello, I am Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. I retired from Indian Foreign Service after 35-year long career in November 2013. I would like to talk about a career in Indian Foreign Service for young aspirants. What does it entail? What are the various prerequisites? And how can this career be judged vis-a-vis other Government of India services comparable to it? Foreign service has its own gamut of challenges, but then we operate outside India, so plenty of the challenges and the respect that we get are very different. You are respected because India is not an insignificant country. India is an important player, and in most places we are looked upon in a respectful manner. People are interested in our culture. People are interested in what Indian position is. In fact, in an opinion poll taken at United Nations headquarters, India was found to be the country whose voting pattern, whose policies have the largest peer group. Largest number of countries follow India's policy making and adopt their own policies in accordance with our own voting pattern, our own pronouncements, etc. It is also to be said that Indian diplomats, particularly head of missions, ambassadors, and high commissioners, are looked at with great deal of respect all over the world because we have non-controversial positions on most issues, and we are well trained to handle various type of situations. So that causes certain amount of awe, certain amount of precedence being given to Indian diplomats, and visibility is much higher than most diplomats. Indian diplomats are on the whole regarded as competent, and they are often lauded for their work. How does the Indian Foreign Service carrier relate to the domestic carrier in terms of pays and perquisites? If you are posted outside India, the comparability of salaries and other structures, other compensations cannot be made. Yet, one should say that we live reasonably comfortably. An Indian diplomat is entitled to a fully furnished official accommodation. His health care is taken care of in the best local hospitals. His children are educated at the English language schools in the capital that he is posted to. If Indian schools are available, those are also an option. We get paid reasonably well in terms of our entertainment requirements, and when we travel, we do travel comfortably, mostly in business class by air. Our diplomatic premises are in reasonably good stead, and we have various arrangements for the work and its security. Last but not the least, one of the big advantages we have over other domestic services is the variety of jobs that we do have. In fact, Salaries and perquisites offered by Indian Foreign Service abroad are comparable, if not better, than offered by international organizations and most other foreign services. A diplomat can have certain amount of liberty in thinking out of box. He can decide his own priorities to some extent. For example, as an ambassador outside India, you do have certain amount of leeway to decide your own priorities. Some prefer political work, some other may be more interested in economic work, some others are inclined towards cultural diplomacy or so on. And there's scope for each one of these strands. Unlike domestic services, where your job is cut out for you, and you hardly have any time for variety. There's practically no domain of official engagement which is excluded from diplomacy. So, from languages to sports, from promotion of Indian cultural issues to yoga, from promotion of Hindi to economic work, everything falls in the ambit of diplomacy. And that is where a lot of leeway and job satisfaction arises. The specializations, linguistic, political, economic, and others that foreign service gives you in your career are often useful even outside, even after your official career has ended. You can work as consultant. You are in demand for your expertise on special regions of the world, and various business operators, various traders, cultural groups seek you out for the esoteric knowledge you have. While there is a language specialization, there are no fixed cadres in foreign service. So you may learn Arabic, but it does not confine you to the Arab world. Similarly, you may be good at a particular field in a country, but you may be posted somewhere else, diametrically opposite corner of the world, and you may have new challenges to face. So foreign service allows you to see the world at Government of India's expense. Secondly, I would also like to add here that there are two other factors that makes foreign service career rewarding in financial terms as well. Firstly, you pay no taxes in any country outside India. Secondly, the terms of service have been improving, and right now it's rare for an Indian diplomat to go for any other service, such as international organizations like United Nations or World Bank or otherwise, on deputation, because the service conditions in Indian Foreign Service are much better. As this long expose on Indian Foreign Service shows, it's a different kind of service, and to join and operate successfully through this service requires different attributes. than many other services. In particular, you need to be adaptable, you need to be emotionally stable, and you also need to have a good moral compass. I hope that these facets of Indian Foreign Service would help you conjure up the service in an objective manner and decide whether you have an aptitude for it and whether you would like to opt for this service. Thank you.